gonna hold your hand when I say this. You do not need to buy the new LV Murakami reedition. Totally kidding. If you want to buy it, as you should, you better get that bag, girl. Hi, beautiful angels. I'm Samia, founder and owner of Saucy Vault, home of the most affordable vintage designer on the market. I have had Saucy Vault since COVID. I can't even remember what year that was. 2020? 2021? The year was a blur. But the realest thing I've ever done was create Saucy Vault. I was working on my business the other day and I realized I never really made like an in-depth video about my business and who I am, how we got started, how life looks like as a vintage designer owner. And recently I've gotten such cute DMs about how people have admired me and have been following me since the beginning. And it really got me thinking about my origins and when I first started. And I was like, why don't I just make a video about it? Saucy Vault. Saucy Vault. Where do I start? Where do I begin with you? Saucy Vault has been a passion project of mine since I was a little girl. I remember rummaging through my mom's closet and just finding the cutest pairs of Prada heels, coolest bags, accessories. My mama was an it girl, okay? I'm a Libra, so I already have a penchant for expensive, nice things, for luxury, the finer things in life. But woe is me. Alas, I could not afford such luxury. Being a young girl, but crafty and sustainable, I found a way. I started scouring the interwebs, the deepest, darkest parts of the interwebs. And I basically just started purchasing secondhand. Now, this was in the 2010s. Secondhand was seen as dirty, gross, and it was looked down upon, but I didn't care. You think I care? You need to tell me I'm saving the earth and being sustainable and finding a fantastic price for things that I could not afford otherwise. So I started collecting until I had a huge collection. Cue my first big girl purchase. At the ripe age of 15, I sourced this Louis Vuitton Eliza. You would not believe the price I got her at. I got her around like $300. With the little bit of coins I saved up for my part-time job that I almost couldn't get because you have to be like 16, but with special permission, I got a job at 15. During COVID, I got laid off from my luxury retail job, which was honestly a godsend because it's what pushed me to start Saucy Vault. But fast forward to today. The reason I am making this video is because, as we all know, the new Louis Vuitton and Murakami re-edition has just released. The prices are astronomical. Okay, they're astronomical. Like, I know that prices are supposed to account for inflation and the cost of goods, but be for real. Be so for real. Re-edition version of the Cherry Blossom Papillon is going to be twice the price of what I would have this baby for in my shop. Like, in a world of overconsumption and inflation, I just cannot fathom paying double the price of something that I can buy vintage, which is sustainable, gives secondhand items a second life, and it's half the price. Not to mention that the newer items just don't keep up to par with the quality of vintage items. I feel like back in the day, the materials used, the craftsmanship were a little bit better. And forgive me, this may be me being biased because I'm a vintage designer connoisseur, but the newer bags I have purchased just do not stand up to the test of time like my vintage bags have. These ladies behind me are all 10 to 15 years old, and look at them. Look at them. Dare I say, they look just like how I bought them as. Listen to me, this is not me hating on the new collection. I love to see a collection as iconic as the Murakami redone again. Just me highlighting some key points with vintage versus the new collection. An honorable mention is the Louis Vuitton Bouclette Rose Terry Cloth monogramming. This bag was released in 2012 with Marc Jacobs as the designer. Originally had a retail price of $4,100, which is very steep in my opinion. And now this gorgeous lady is just a little bit above $1,000 in my vintage shop. Talk about a bang for your buck. Okay, mom. I've done a little bit of comparisons as well with the new collection in person. I will say that they did a fantastic job with the new collection. I will also notate that the hardware is a little bit thinner. I've also noticed that some of the accessories, like canvas bracelets, the monogramming is a little blurry. But the price points of the accessories, like the scarves, are actually not that bad at all. Really just the bags that are a little pricey in my opinion. But I do source designers and brands and collections from all over the world from different ages and eras. I'm very blessed to have items sell out very quickly. But if you want to keep up with me and Saucy Vault and the new trends and styles and vintage pieces, please give us a follow at Saucy Vault. It's truly my passion in life and the reason for my existence, and I just enjoy sharing that with you guys. Not to mention that when you buy vintage, there's almost a guarantee of your items raising in value over time. For example, I bought the Cherry Speedy a few years ago, and I believe I got it for just under $1,000. This baby is worth over $2,500 right now. I'm never gonna sell her, but it's always so empowering to look at my bags in my closet and just think about how this is my stock market. This is my stocks. Like, you think your ETF, whatever that is, went up 500%? Well, guess what this bag went up for? They're basically wearable stocks. How else can you describe girlhood if not for vintage bags? But thank you for joining me on today's little get to know me and my business talk and a little bit history on the Louis Vuitton and Murakami collection. The original collection came out in 2003, and it's just kind of very cool to see that it's brought back to life in 2025. It really just goes to show that vintage is and will continue to be a rising star in the world of fashion. Everyone loves an homage to the past. Everyone loves an iconic moment. And you can be a part of history too by owning a vintage piece. Anyway, thank you for joining me. My name is Samia, and I'm the owner of Saucy Vault, home of the most affordable vintage designer on the market. You can find my socials and my shop in the description. If you enjoyed this video, give me a follow. Something I like to do is yap, and my favorite topics is about vintage and myself. Thank you for joining me. I will see y'all next time.